story time while I do my makeup on how I went to jail when I was 19 and how I could possibly go back. Hopefully not. So this story, I'm going to give a little bit of background, not a lot. I was 19. I didn't get my driver's license until I was 18. And when I got my driver's license, I bought my own little car, but that car was a piece of crap that I got for $200. So it didn't last long. When I was 18, I started dating the father of my child. And after my car broke down, we mostly just took the bus and stuff, or his friend would give us a ride. And our first year together, right after I turned 19, was Valentine's Day. The father of my child and his friend picked me up from work. But when they picked me up from work, it was already kind of late. I was a cashier hostess at a restaurant, and the father of my child and his friend were already wasted. So I get into the back seat of the truck, and I'm pissed, obviously. And we're driving on not the main road in our town, but the back road. Like when the main road has traffic or you're trying to avoid cops and stuff, you take this back road. So we're on the back road driving, and officer pulls us over. And I think obviously he had suspicions that they were drinking and driving, but he pulled us over on the basis that the tail light was out on my boyfriend's friend's truck. When they pull us over, they ask for all of our IDs and give them my ID. The boys give the cop their ID, and I'm so nervous. I'm thinking that my ex-boyfriend is going to be going to jail, or his friend is going to be going to jail. And the cop comes back to the passenger side window and looks over my boyfriend directly at me and asks me to step out of the car. At this point, my boyfriend is freaking out. He is pissed. He's saying that I don't have to, that there's no reason they should have even checked my ID, that I'm in the back seat, I'm not doing anything to anyone, and I don't think anything of it. Honestly, I think that they're planning on arresting the two of them for drinking and driving, and what is it when you cause a problem, public disturb, I don't know, whatever that is. I think that that's what the two boys are going to get arrested for, and I don't think anything of it for me. So I get out of the car, and they place me under arrest. I'm freaking out at this point because under arrest for what? And so I asked the cop just that, what am I being placed under arrest for? The cop says that I have 11 warrants in 4 different counties. And I'm arrested in California, but all my warrants were in Nevada. So what were the warrants for? You're probably asking. The warrants were for speeding tickets, unpaid speeding tickets. So at that age, I had no idea that that was something that they actually arrest you for, like not paying your traffic tickets. So I had, I think, 3 tickets in my home county, and I had 3 tickets in one neighboring county, 2 in another, and in another. And they were almost all for speeding. I think I had 1 not stopping completely at a stop sign, stupid stuff like that, stupid 18-year-old stuff. And so they told me that unfortunately that they'd be having to take me in and arrest me. And the town that I worked in was not the town that I lived in. And the town that I worked in had a really small jail by the main city part that was technically on the Nevada side, and they had to keep me there overnight until they could transfer me to the bigger jail in the valley, that county. And so I get arrested probably around 1 or 2 a.m. I'm held in this tiny, like 3-cell jail until around 4 or 5. They bring me my breakfast, and my breakfast was this really moldy muffin and a carton of 1% milk. And then I had to get not ready. There's not much getting ready when you go to jail. I got processed to go to the bigger county jail, and we made the 30-minute drive down the valley, and I was booked into the larger jail around 6 or 7 in the morning. And it's a pretty quiet county, so there wasn't a lot of stuff going on that night, so my intake was really quick. It was very traumatizing. They do the whole 9, the cavity search and everything, give you your jail scrubs that you have to change into. And then the jail that I was at was known as the Princess Jail because it's very easy going. You're in a cell block, but all the cell doors are open and you have a big common area and everyone can come in and out of the common area as they please. When I got there, there was only a few girls awake at the time. They were all super nice and offered to help me make my bed. The first thing that all of them said was, "Oh, you got to be really careful. You're with the dragon and you don't want to wake the dragon." So we go into my cell to make my bed and I'm on the top bunk. The dragon was on the lower bunk and I'm getting up on it to make it. I accidentally wake the dragon up. But she smiled at me and she was the nicest lady ever. She honestly, she like kind of stuck by my side the couple of days that I was in jail. First thing she said was, "Oh, sweetie, like, oh, sweetie, it's real bright and early or something. Here, let me help you make it." And then she helped me make my bed. And then she said her first girlfriend's name was Caitlin and that she was gonna keep an eye out for me while I was there. Jail really, really honestly fucking sucked though. The worst part by far, and probably just because I was at the Princess Jail, was the food. The food was horrendous. I remember lunches and breakfasts were terrible. I had a sandwich with 2 different kinds of bread, both stale as shit, with a piece of like gross, that really rubbery American cheese, shredded lettuce, and that was it. A bag of chips. And I cried a fuck ton, and I was told that I could either stay in jail and essentially do time to pay off my ticket, or I could pay the tickets and then be released. And honestly, when I was 19, I was super broke and I didn't have the $2,400 it would be to just pay off the tickets right then and there. So I was terrified. Didn't know what was gonna happen. They said that if I did stay and do the time, that I would have to do the time in each separate county that the tickets were in. So I was looking at the time to pay off the ticket, which honestly was only a few days per ticket. But the real problem was waiting for your hearings and then being transferred to the next county can take a week or 2. So if I had wanted to just stay in to pay off the tickets, I would have been in there for a couple of months altogether. And I really just did not want to do that. Who wants to sit in jail? And so my daughter was able to find kind of like a long distance relative who I didn't have much to do with to pay the tickets for me, which was so kind. And then I was released from jail. How I could possibly be going back to jail is I've been really careful since all that happened to be a better driver, to be driving crazy, driving good and whatnot. But last year in July, I was in an accident where I was T-boned, but I was found at fault for the accident because I didn't yield. I didn't see a truck that was behind another truck turning into my apartment complex and got T-boned. Issued me a ticket. So my car was totaled. My $11,000 car was totaled. I had a $10,000 medical bill for the emergency room after getting hit and going and getting x-rays and everything. And they gave me a $500 ticket. And to be honest, in the midst of all that, I kind of forgot that they gave me the ticket. I don't know where I placed it. And after a while, it just kind of slipped my mind. And I got pregnant and I moved and I started school and I finished school and I was working the whole time and all this stuff that I just completely forgot about it. And then I don't know what, my tire blew out on my truck like a month and a half ago. And my boyfriend was asking while we were waiting for a friend to come help us if I'd ever paid that ticket because my license might not be good and I could possibly have another warrant. That's when it hit me that I, in fact, had not paid that ticket and that it had slipped my mind. We went online to my county's website and found out that I, in fact, certainly do have another warrant for an unpaid ticket. So I have to go to the court and petition a new hearing so that I don't have to pay the extra fine for not appearing in court and then pay the ticket. I'm going to tell the judge about, the accident, already paying $20,000 because of the accident and having a baby and all that stuff, and see if they'll either lower the ticket, set me up on a payment arrangement, or anything like that. But that is the story of how I got arrested when I was 19 and how I could get arrested again. All jokes aside, if you have a ticket, pay it. because you do not want to go to jail over such a small thing, especially when so many of the women that I was in jail with were there for way more serious things. I can't believe that even after going through it, that I would forget to pay another ticket. When I was a kid, I wasn't forgetting to pay them. I was just irresponsible and stupid and didn't know that it was that serious. But after going through that, I can't believe that I would not pay a ticket now. But hey, if you guys all watch this video, follow me, make it go viral, maybe I'll be one of those people that make enough money off of TikTok to pay my ticket. I once heard a beauty tip was that the same shade that you use to fill in your eyebrows and the same shade that you use for blush makes a perfect lip combo. And I don't know if it's true, but